Trash Wars premiered on August 8, 2003, and it was instantly a success. It ran not only in Clinton Township, but Mount Clemens, Warren, and Shelby Township as well. It would go on to receive recognition in the local Clinton Currents newsletter, the Clinton Fraser Chronicle, and the Detroit News. Trash Wars also went on to become a finalist in the 2004 Telly Awards and a winner for Best Innovative Program at the 2004 Hometown Video Festival.
When I first heard the concept of Trash Wars, had to have been at like the winter beforehand when he started thinking about doing this. Because I think he had been given the assignment of creating a new public service announcement in terms of recycling, and being the creative genius that he is, he decided not to just do a regular PSA, but he wanted to make it something memorable.
I felt that the way to really make a lasting impression is to try and reach younger audiences. You know, these are the people that are going to be making recycling decisions and environmentally friendly decisions for the next 75 years. Were there any parts that you were up for that you didn't get?
I wanted to play the wizard.
It sounded like it was going to be a worthwhile endeavor. And if I could help in any way to make the film a success, I was happy to do it.
As part of Trash Wars 1.5, not only will you get another chance to watch the award-winning film, but afterward, you're invited to watch the Trash Wars Trashumentary, which will include interviews with the cast, behind-the-scenes footage, and a blooper reel.
The same.
Sorry.
And you were there. Maybe you, I don't know.
Because of the difficulties with shooting in a real forest, we decided to construct a forest set in the studio. That didn't really work out. Where are the rest of my plants? Is that it? Is that all you got?
We ran out of money.
Fine. We'll put them in with CG again!
Should any other good script and talented director need my services, here I am.
That was the most enjoyable part for me, was being able to work with someone again who I really enjoy working with. That, and it's always fun able to be a bad guy.
It was a clever movie, it was a clever script, it was put together well, and it makes sense that it's an award winner.
Trash Wars 1.5, this week at 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. right here on CTTV.
Please note the nearest bathroom. In the event of an emergency, please walk. Do not run to the nearest bathroom. This notice required by the Defecation Safety Administration.
Every year, Americans throw out millions of tons of trash. With more on this story is our very own Scott Czasak.
This process takes up a lot of land for landfills, is harmful for our environment, and depletes our world of precious, finite natural resources. If everybody does their part, we can drastically...
What are you watching?
natural resources.
It's a show about recycling and taking care of the environment.
How do you watch that crap?
Hey, there's some important information here. You could learn something from it.
No thanks. I've better things to do than worry about garbage.
Well, where do you think all your garbage goes?
Landfills, of course. I'm not stupid. Do you have anything to drink around here? Oh,
And how long do you think that garbage sits in those landfills?
a few years.
A few.
Till it breaks down.
Some of that stuff sits there for thousands of years. We're gonna run out of places to bury that stuff. And then what are you gonna do?
That's not going to happen anytime soon. I'll let my grandkids figure it out. Until then, I'll do something that matters.
How about spending some time cleaning the garage? You've been putting that off for weeks.
Fine. I'll do it tomorrow. What are you doing, man? If you're going to take something, take my trash! Hey, where are you going? Where am I? What is this place?
The last forest of man.
What does that mean? What am I doing here?
Open the bag.
Open the bag.
Open the bag.
No, not until I get some answers.
Ask the wizard.
The wizard knows all.
And where is this wizard?
Follow the wood chip road.
Follow the wood chip road.
Oh, I know this wizard when I see him.
Is there something wrong, Lord Refuse?
I have felt a disturbance in the trash time continuum.
Maybe it's those tacos you ate for breakfast, sir.
No, you fool! I sense something has arrived. Something from the past.
Why were those kids wearing compost bags like green jackets?
You are not taking anything more from this earth. You have taken enough already.
What are you talking about?
The last forest of man. You're in it. You're not taking it.
I'm not trying to take anything. I'm just trying to get out of here.
You mean you're not one of those guys?
No! I'm Chris, and I have no idea who you're talking about.
Oh, sorry, Chris. I'm Lieutenant Foley. I'm talking about Lord Refuse.
Lord Refuse?
It is Lord Refuse who has turned this planet into what it is today.
What are you talking about? The planet is fine.
Have you been living in a cave? The planet is in terrible shape. Nearly all of Earth's natural resources have been wasted and buried in landfills. That's why I must protect the last forest of man.
What is the last forest of man?
All of Earth's forests have been cut down to make paper and wood. This forest, the last forest of man, is the only forest left.
You're crazy. I know the planet has plenty of forests.
I don't know where you've been, but you need to come back to the 23rd century.
This is the 21st century.
I wish. Back then, people still had a chance if they only knew what they were doing to the environment. We'd never be in the predicament we're in right now.
You're saying this is really the 23rd century?
You catch on quick.
Then explain to me how all this happened.
In the 21st century, recycling became very easy. However, most people either didn't know how to recycle or they didn't care. They began wasting natural resources in record numbers. They couldn't chop down trees fast enough.
How could we have prevented this?
There's plenty of things people could have done. For example, cloth towels in the kitchen instead of paper towels. And they could have used real dishes and silverware instead of paper plates and plasticware.
This is partially my fault. If I would pay more attention to the environment, none of this would happen.
What is that thing you're carrying?
I was holding this bag in the 21st century when I magically transported here to the 23rd century.
What are you going to do with it?
I don't know, but I know what I'm not going to do with it. I'm not going to give it to Lord Refuse.
Hey, maybe the wizard can help.
The wizard?
The Wizard of Recycling. He is the wisest man on Earth. He can probably show you what to do with the trash and how to get out of here.
How do I find him?
Some say you can find the wizard by following this path, but I don't know of anyone that's actually seen him.
If you've never seen him before, how do you know if he even exists?
We don't. But for Earth's sake, I hope we find him.
Thanks, Lieutenant Foley. If I ever find my way home, I'll never forget what you told me about reducing our trash.
Good luck, soldier. You're gonna need it.
Trash collector!
Yes, Lord Refuse.
I have sensed that a boy has entered the last forest of man. I believe this boy is carrying a bag of trash.
What do you wish me to do with him, Master?
Find him and bring the trash to me.
With this trash, can we begin our destruction of the last forest of man?
Yes. And then my plan will be complete.
At last, we will have revenge.
Trash collector!
Yes, Lord.
It is time to collect the trash.
What are you doing here?
Enjoying the scenery. You?
Looking for the wizard. Hi, my name's Chris.
Hi, I'm Torrie. Why are you looking for the wizard?
He's the only one that can tell me how to get home.
Where's home?
250 years ago.
Sounds like a long journey. How'd you get here?
I was chasing a guy, and then suddenly I was here.
There's a lot worse places you could be right now.
I heard they're going to be tearing this place down soon.
That's what humans do. They destroy anything of value if they can save money doing it.
Do you come here often?
I visited this spot ever since I was a kid. My parents told us they used to swim in that water. Of course, we never believed them. It's hard to imagine that water was ever clean.
Don't they have sewers in the future?
I'm not talking about the water we use in our homes. I'm talking about keeping our natural water clean.
Why did they pollute the water?
Because they either didn't know what they were doing or didn't care.
What were they doing?
For one thing, they kept polluting all the stormwater runoff. As if the acid rain wasn't enough, they keep adding more and more to the water before it runs into the rivers and lakes.
What do you mean, stormwater?
You know, those storm drains you see on the road everywhere?
The sewers?
No, not sewers, storm drains. They're a completely different drainage system used to prevent flooding. When it rains, the water flows through the storm drains and underground. The underground storm pipes drain the water directly into our rivers and lakes.
How do people pollute their storm drains?
When they throw their cigarette butts on the ground, when they don't pick up after their dogs, and when they over-fertilize their lawn. Not to mention the people who pour oil and toxic chemicals right into the drain. Did you know that 1 teaspoon of oil pollutes 10,000 gallons of water?
Back in the 21st century, people used to do that. Then they complained they couldn't swim in the beach.
In the 23rd century, people don't complain about the environment. They complain about how expensive things are. They don't realize the reason why things are so expensive is because we're short on natural resources. For example, you'll never believe how much a bottle of water goes for nowadays. I would give anything for a clean bottle of water.
Torrie, if I don't find the wizard, do you think you can help me recycle this trash?
Sorry, all recycling centers are closed in the future. Only the wizard would know what to do with that. What do you have in there anyway?
Batteries, bottles, stuff like that.
You're gonna throw away batteries?
Yeah. Why?
When batteries decompose, the acid inside them leaks out. It burns holes in our landfill lining and gets into our groundwater. You should never put your batteries in the garbage. There's one place you can always take your batteries, even in the future. The U.S. Post Office. Chris, what's wrong?
Torrie, do you know if the wizard exists?
Of course he does.
Have you ever seen him?
No.
And how do you know if he exists?
When the world government put Lord Refuse in charge of all the world's trash, there was one man who publicly criticized him. Unfortunately, people thought it was easier just to throw their trash into landfills. Eventually, this man disappeared from the public eye, never to be seen from again. That man is the Wizard of Recycling. And if he's still alive, you will find him. Right now, you'll have to run.
What?
I've come for the trash. Now you can either give it to me, or I'm gonna take it.
I'm not going to give it to you.
Oh! Oh!
Who are you?
I'm the trash collector.
Have you learned your lesson, trash compactor?
It's trash collector, not trash compactor.
Same diff. I think you had enough.
Hey kid,
Think fast.
Tell me now, where's the wizard?
Just follow the path around that turn. You're almost there.
Ah, right on time. Come on in and have a seat.
So why am I here?
I assume because you have some questions which need answering.
No, I don't mean why am I here. I mean, why am I here?
You mean why you're 200 years in the future?
Yes.
You want the long version or the short version?
Short, please.
I brought you here because I need your help. As you know, Lord Refuse has turned all Earth's resources into landfills, with the exception of one.
The last forest of man?
That's right. And he needs your bag of trash to trigger the beginning of the end of the planet Earth.
Why is this bag of trash so important?
Because once the last forest of man is torn down and replaced with a landfill, it will mark the end of the Earth's natural resources.
Then how will the Earth survive?
By doing your part, recycling that bag of trash before Lord Refuse gets his hands on it.
I don't know if I can. That's asking too much.
Chris, don't give in to the lazy side.
The lazy side? What's that?
You come from an area where they have a recyclable program. All you have to do is place your recyclables in the recyclable bin instead of the trash bin, and place it at the curb on the normal trash pickup days. By not putting forth that smallest bit of effort for the good of the planet, you're giving in to the lazy side.
Even if I did recycle, how would I know where to start?
Unfortunately, not all areas recycle the same products, but there are some basic products that most areas do recycle. There's one rule I want you to remember, that you cannot recycle mixed materials. If you cannot separate the materials before you put them in the recycle bin, they cannot be recycled.
What materials do most recycling centers take?
Newspapers, numbers 1 and 2 plastic, glass, and tins.
What are type 1 and 2 plastics?
If a plastic is recyclable, it will have a symbol like this and a number. This has a number 2. Numbers 3, 4, 5, and 6 are too complex for recycling. So most recycling centers just take 1 and 2.
Does it matter what colored glass I put in my recycling bin?
No, most centers accept clear or colored glass. Just remember that you rinse them out and remove the covers before putting them in the recycle bin.
Besides newspapers, glass, tins, and types 1 and 2 plastics, is there anything else that can be recycled?
Not in your area, but some areas do accept cardboard, styrofoam, office papers, and some metals like aluminum. I recommend that you contact your local public works office before putting this type of item in your recycle bin.
Since I've been here, I haven't seen recycling bin number 1. What do I do if I don't have one?
You can obtain a recycle bin by contacting your local public works office. Or you can drive your recyclables to the recycling center, or as in this case, you can deposit them here in Mount Neeb El Secure.
Where's Mount Neeb El Secure?
It's the last place in this dark future that trash can be recycled. And it's right outside that door.
I was just out there. There's nothing but trees.
If my technology can take you 200 years into the future, don't you think I can transport you from a forest to a mountain?
One more question. Right before I came into the future, there's a guy that stole my trash can. Who was he?
That was Lord Refuse. He's always looking for new ways to collect trash. Now go and deposit your trash in Mount Neeb El Secure, and no matter what happens, don't give in to the lazy side.
I won't.
Where is the trash?
I'm sorry, Lord. I have failed you.
You fool! How could you let him get away?
He is more cunning than I had anticipated.
I asked you to collect one bag of trash, and you couldn't do this one simple thing.
I will try again. Next time will be different.
There will be no next time.
But
I said there will be no next time. I have no further use of you. You shall no longer have the prestigious title of Trash Collector. From now forth, you shall be known simply as Trash. Be gone and never return to my sight again. I have much work to do, and I will begin by collecting that bag of trash by myself.
El Secure. Recycle bin?
I didn't mean to startle you, but I've been looking forward to this meeting for a long time.
The feeling isn't mutual.
That isn't a nice thing to say to an old friend.
I'm not your friend. We never even met.
I saw you every day, but I obviously wasn't important enough for you to remember.
Obviously.
I knew he wouldn't tell you.
Who wouldn't tell me?
The wizard.
The wizard told me everything.
The wizard never told you what happened to your trash can, did he?
He told me enough. He told me you took it.
The wizard lied to you, Christopher. For I am your trash can.
No! It isn't possible!
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
No, he didn't lie. The wizard couldn't lie. Not to me.
You recognize me, don't you, Christopher? Using me to throw away your garbage. But in fact, I was using you and your garbage to take over the earth!
Not anymore. I'll put an end to this.
What are you doing?
Something I should have done a long time ago. I'm going to recycle.
No!
Newspaper. Milk carton, number 2 recycling symbol at the bottom. Plastic, number 2 recycling symbol at the bottom. Plastic bottle, 1 at the bottom. Container, number 2 at the bottom. Shampoo, the number 1 at the bottom. And if I had any tin or glass, I'd put that in too. And last but not least, a plastic bag too.
Trash collector! I knew you would come and save me from this animal. Give me that bag of trash. With it, I can start my next landfill. Give me the bag! That's an order, trash collector! Give me the bag! What are you doing out of uniform dressed like that? You look like a fool, trash collector! Don't just stand there! Do something!
I can't let you throw this bag in there. It's not recyclable. Take it home, reuse it.
No! Trash collecting! You betrayed me!
What made you come back?
Lord Refuse is a persuasive individual. He's coerced many people into turning to the lazy side. I just wanted to make sure that you were not one of those people. I see now I had nothing to worry about. Hey, look. Lord Refuse left something behind. You want to do the honors?
It's good!
Well done!
How will I even know if I made a difference?
Everyone makes a difference. Some make a bigger difference than others. There's one question you have to ask.
What's that?
Whether the difference you made was positive or negative.
I think I understand now. This was all a test.
You could say that.
Can I go home now?
You could have gone home any time that you wished.
So what do I have to do?
Just click your heels together and repeat these words. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
If we had had more like you back in your time, we wouldn't have inherited such a bleak future.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. 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 Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. Oh, I had a strange dream. But it wasn't a dream. It's the future. And you were there.
Leaving your recycle bin out on the curb once a week isn't enough for recycling. Recycling is a cycle. You have to go to the store and buy goods that are made from recycled materials for the recycling process to work.
I cleaned the garage like you asked me to.
Thank you. And I noticed you filled the recycle bin. What's the sudden interest in your garbage?
I'm old enough now I can clean up my own mess. I don't need my grandkids to do my dirty work for me.
Now that you've seen the award-winning short film, Trash Wars, you are invited to stay tuned for an exclusive behind-the-scenes trashumentary, including never-before-seen backstage footage.
Is that it? Is that all you got?
Interviews with the cast.
There was a bit of, backstage drama.
And an outtake reel.
You have taken enough from this earth!
But first, let's review the main points from Trash Wars. Protecting the environment begins with prevention. That is why it is important that we limit our use of natural resources. Of course, we'd like everyone to conserve paper whenever possible, but sometimes it's easy to forget that paper towels and paper plates are also made from trees. An easy way to save paper is to use cloth towels and real plates. We then talked about water conservation. Many people don't understand that storm water and sewer water are not mixed. We all want our sewage to be taken from homes to a treatment plant, but rainwater is not treated. Rainwater drains from roads into storm drains, where storm pipes, not sewer pipes, drain the water into our rivers and lakes. When people throw cigarette butts on the ground, when they don't pick up after their dogs, and when they over-fertilize their lawns, these toxic chemicals sit on the ground until the next rainstorm carries these toxic chemicals out to our rivers and lakes. Then, when the beach is closed, people complain about the water pollution, and it doesn't even dawn on them that they might have contributed to the problem. Another factor in stormwater pollution, which was not mentioned in Trash Wars due to time constraints, are cleaning products. When someone washes their car, the soap suds typically run down the driveway and into storm drains. These cleaning products may clean the car, but they are toxic to the environment. Some more environmentally friendly ways to wash your car include having it done at a car wash where the runoff water is treated properly. You can also try washing your car at home by putting it on the front lawn. This allows the grass to absorb some of the toxic chemicals. Or you can try washing the car with just plain clean water. Clean water and a sponge may not get 100% of the dirt off your car, but it will get the car pretty clean. Now let's meet up with Trash Wars correspondent Brian Gerald, who's going to talk about refuse pickup and using recycling bins.
Hello, I'm Brian Gerald, and I'm going to show you how to properly dispose of your refuse and put it out at the curb. You can place your garbage, your refuse, in a 32-gallon can inside the bag, or in just the bag you can put out at the curb. You can put your composting in a 32-gallon can with a compost sticker that's clearly marked that you can get from the Department of Public Works, or in a paper composting bag like this one here. Just remember that even though trash pickup is all year round, composting doesn't take place during the winter months, so please plan accordingly. In Clinton Township, composting does not take place from December 15th until April 15th. As for recycling, the rules may change from one municipality to another, but for the most part, these rules can be applied to not just Clinton Township, but by the nearby communities as well. First, recycling centers can't take mixed materials. You might think this is just cardboard. Some recycling centers don't take cardboard anyway, but this isn't just made of cardboard. You can see that it's also made of plastic. So something like this, the recycling centers can't take. It's a mixed material, so stuff like this needs to just go in your trash. Next are beverage cans. There's a new law in Michigan that says that aluminum cans, the deposit or the kind that don't have the deposit that are made out of aluminum, cannot be thrown away any longer. They have to be recycled or taken to the store and gotten their deposit back if they can get the deposit. Personally, I'd get the deposit on them, but if you don't want to, you need to put them in the recycle bin. Other common items for the recycling bin include newspaper, glass, tin, and plastic, like those plastic water bottles we're always drinking. I hope you're recycling them. This is something that a lot of residents don't know. Whenever you're going to have a larger than normal pickup, which is clearly in this case they're either moving out or have moved out, arrangements need to be made with the Department of Public Works. Most of this trash isn't put out correctly. You see there's sharp objects which can hurt the garbage workers. There's wood that's not bundled, stuff strewn about. We could have told this homeowner how to put this out so that it could be taken. Now, we'll probably have to come out here and maybe look at an ordinance issue, or they'll have to repackage it so that it can be taken away. We really want to try to avoid putting out refuse like this. Okay, now here's another example of what not to do. All the trash that's put out for refuse pickup should always be in plastic bags. What happens is when the garbage person takes the lid off, sometimes the wind blows and all this garbage will end up all over the neighborhood. To keep our neighborhoods clean, we really stress that the garbage has to be put in the plastic bags. And please, don't ever throw out oil, antifreeze, or batteries. They're very toxic to our environment and to our landfills. Here in Clinton Township, we accept those three things at the DPW garage. If you have hazardous materials, those go to the county health department. These are the numbers that you need to call to get those taken care of. 586-469-5236. They have a pickup on the third Friday of each month for different chemicals. You can call them about what they are. They're household cleaning agents and other things that the trash won't take and that we can't take here at the Department of Public Works. Hopefully you've learned a lot today about putting out your refuse. If you have any questions, you can always call our office at 586-286-9465. Now let's take a look at the Trash Wars Trashumentary.
Casting. That was a really long, drawn-out process. We knew for the lead we wanted a high school-aged actor. We wanted an unknown, and we wanted the best money could buy. So, I mean, we searched the globe. We saw thousands and thousands of young actors audition for this part, and after a lot of hard work, we finally found the right guy. Coincidentally, he lived in Manitoba, Canada.
I went down to the station A, and I auditioned A, and Charlie was like, "Hey, you're pretty good, A, but why do you have to be Canadian, A?"
Of course, he had to lose the Canadian accent for the part, but after a lot of help from a speech coach, I mean, you practically couldn't even tell that he was Canadian.
The most difficult part about playing in an American movie, A, is when you have to say all the sentences without saying A. Because after a while of being born in Canada, A, is that when you have to say a sentence without saying A, it kind of seems unnatural. A.
Having cast the lead hero, Charles was now faced with having to cast the lead villain. He found that villain in longtime friend Scott Czasak.
Scott Czasak, yeah. He and I have known each other since the 7th grade, and I think the first time we worked together was in the 10th grade in Mrs. Voss's history class at Chippewa. We had to do a project on basically a fake newscast from the Civil War.
This is World News Tonight with Scott Czasak for today, July 21st, 1861.
The stuff that we did was really crude, but I mean, we were still doing stuff that other kids in the class weren't doing.
They're not legally allowed to declare themselves independent. Okay, I understand. They are rebels, nothing further. Okay.
I was dressed to look like Abraham Lincoln, you know, fake beard put on me, and very bad fake beard, I might add.
I would hope and pray for the lives of all the soldiers, rebel and ours, that this would be one quick battle.
He hooked up the tape of what we were doing to a VCR, we played it on a television, and I asked myself the questions.
Have you there received this news I've just been handed? I believe so, Mr. President. I think we have. You have received the word that the rebels have met at Manassas, and they're planning, and the and a battle has ensued. Yes.
Yes.
Do you have that there?
Yes, we do, Mr. President.
All right, I'll let you guys go.
For the news segment, my news desk ended up being my pool table, which I used to have in my basement, and I was sitting there doing the news, and then the director left the camera rolling, and he got a pool cue, and just started knocking balls around in front of me.
Which he considers unbreakable.
And I completely ignored it like it wasn't even happening.
And that they will go on no matter what.
And like a regular television broadcast or any news broadcast, they'd move cameras. You see them moving from camera to camera. And we had the camera go back and forth, but it just kept moving so much, and I would turn and it move again, I'd turn and move again. And then it finally got to a point where I was like, get back over there. And it finally got over there, and I said, I was telling you, I'm in control, not you, camera person.
Oh, I'm just saying, shut up. Okay.
In all honesty, most of these little things were his idea.
Charles was not the first in his family to show an interest in film and television. His father, who played the father figure in Trash Wars, was filming short works since before Charles was born.
My brother David and I did a parody on a commercial for No Brains, K-N-O-W, brains, where we did you can do do-it-yourself brain surgery.
If you can walk and chew gum at the same time, you too can earn extra money performing surgery on your friends and neighbors. Remove unpleasant memories, or even drop a nasty habit. Just send $19.95 to No Brains, Post Office Box IQ-2, or call 1-800-2-FORGET.
David did a real good job of being the ham.
After viewing Chuck's film work, the director decided that he would be a valuable asset to the Trash Wars cast.
Watch me pull the rabbit out of my hat. Again? Nothing up my sleeve.
In The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy and Auntie Em are at the beginning of the movie and at the end of the movie together. And the same thing kind of happens with Christopher and myself, where if he was quote-unquote Dorothy, I'm Auntie Em.
Brush your breath with Denting. You got a nice caboose, but man, your breath could kill a moose. Brush your breath, brush your breath, brush your breath with Denting. You also got a real nice bod, but when it comes to your breath, oh my God. Brush your breath, brush your breath, brush your breath with Denting.
Chuck wasn't the first in his family to use a camera either. It actually started when his uncle would shoot footage of him and his brothers as toddlers.
My Uncle Eugene used to have a camera, Super 8 movie camera, and he'd take pictures of us at Christmas time and at the cottage swimming and in the backyard.
Then, when Chuck had a son of his own, he began using his talents to film home movies of his son, just as his uncle had done with him 3 decades before.
So when you're shooting these early films and even using footage of your son to do stuff, did you expect him to get into video as a career?
No, not at all. But he did always like to be on, because I'd shoot the video camera and you could see it on TV at the same time. And he used to come over and watch himself on TV, and then he'd get in front of the camera so he could see himself on TV, and he'd be talking into the microphone.
Are you supposed to be singing hi ho, it's off to work we go?
Hi ho, almost to work we go.
He was quite the ham, and he wanted to operate the camera at times too, so that maybe there was some suggestion there that he'd like to get into movies, but didn't really know it at the time.
In this clip, he impersonates Mike Myers as he and his sister Natalie perform their rendition of Wayne's World.
Party on, Garth. Okay. Now our special guest, Garth. Take it away, Garth. It's me, Okay. Now remember, our show is only half over.
same basement.
Now that Charles had signed the lead hero, the lead villain, and his father, he decided to cast himself in the film.
At last, we will have revenge.
No, cut. Just a little bit more energy. And action.
At last, we will have revenge.
Just a little bit less energy.
At last, we will have revenge.
Perfect. Lunch.
With 2 generations of Dewandelers in the film already, Charles decided to cast his grandfather and longtime film personality to play the pivotal role of the Wizard.
It sounded like it was going to be a worthwhile endeavor, and if I could help in any way to make the film a success, I was happy to do it. Just click your heels together and repeat these words. Reduce, reuse, recycle. I had a couple of trying lines for me, such as recycle, reuse, and what was the other one? Reuse, recycle, no, wait a minute. Reuse.
Reduce.
Reduce, okay. And recycle. Oh, I said and. Oh, I mean, oops.
Casting for the girl was easy. I mean, she came in, she read the line, and it was perfect.
The last forest of man.
But casting for the boy was a little bit more difficult. We saw tons and tons. I mean, we saw every young actor in town, and it just wasn't working. The chemistry just wasn't there. So ultimately, what we ended up doing was going with an older, more established actor who could actually play 8 or 9.
So how old are you really?
47. But I'm small for my age. Open the bag. Open the bag. Open the bag.
How much of this part is really like you?
I don't think it's like me at all.
How did you get this part?
I'm the only one that looked good in a paper bag.
Were you the studio's first choice?
No?
Who was the first choice?
Adam Sandler.
He's an established actor, so, I mean, the part really came easy to him. I mean, he was in Hamlet. He was up for the lead in The Passion.
How much did you get paid?
I don't know. A couple million.
When other actors heard what Kevin was making, jealousy began consuming the cast.
There was a bit of, backstage drama.
Then production really hit a snag when its lead actor began developing a chemical dependency with caffeine. Quitting would be an uphill battle, but a battle he was able to win with the help of a very good director.
The director was pretty good because he always showed up on time and ready to work, eh?
Well, that isn't right.
What'd you think of the director?
Well, he was, he was okay. He was okay, but he kind of smelled bad.
I really love working with kids. That's why I'm glad today we're shooting a scene in the forest with the 2 kids. We're gonna have some fun today, right, kids?
I'm not a kid! Ow!
Well, that's okay because girls are more fun to work with, right?
You're ugly! Ah!
Get back here, you brats!
That was just the most difficult shot to get. The first like 10, 15, 20 takes was just Chris trying to get his line right. His line was,
why were those kids wearing compost bags like rain jackets?
You know, the kids had compost bags on. And he kept saying the line, why were those kids wearing compost bags like trash bags?
Why were those kids wearing compost bags like trash bags?
That made absolutely no sense.
Why are those kids wearing compost bags like trash bags?
We finally got him to say the right line. And Dave comes out from behind, you know, Dave Burch playing Lieutenant Foley comes out from behind the trees, and he's got this twig sticking out of his camouflage.
I'm not going to allow you to take it.
I'm not trying to take anything that's red. Compost bags like rain jackets.
I'm not going to allow you to take any more of this earth.
We at the station have known Dave for a long time because actually he's our engineer. He's the one that helped get the station on the air in the first place.
It is Lord Refuse who has turned this planet into what it is today.
He's also got a great radio voice.
The Macomb County Poorhouse on the outskirts of Mount Clemens saw thousands of residents pass through its doors during its almost 140-year lifespan.
So not only do we use him on camera sometimes, but we use his voice too. One of the things that I used his voice on myself was the actual trailer for Trash Wars.
Lost in a strange time, a young teen will do anything it takes to make his way home.
You're saying this is really the 23rd century?
You catch on quick. But what will he do after learning he is Earth's only hope for survival?
How will I even know if I made a difference?
Starring Scott Czasak as the evil Lord Refuse.
How could you let him get away?
And Christopher Dewandeler as the teen who must make a decision.
No! It isn't possible!
Clinton Township Television presents
Don't Give In to the Lazy Side,
a Charles Dewandeler film.
At last we will have revenge.
You'll never look at trash the same way again. Trash Wars premieres Friday, August 8th at 8 p.m.
Trash Wars did premiere on August 8th, 2003, and it was instantly a success. It ran not only in Clinton Township, but Mount Clemens, Warren, and Shelby Township as well. It would go on to receive recognition in the local Clinton Currents newsletter, the Clinton Fraser Chronicle, and the Detroit News. Trash Wars also went on to become a finalist in the 2004 Telly Awards and a winner for Best Innovative Program at the 2004 Hometown Video Festival.
Everyone still remembers, hey, you're Lord Refuse. Of course, they never remember Lord Refuse. They just, remember you're like Darth Garbage Can or something. Just some weird variation. I'm like, no, it's Lord Refuse, people.
No, you fool.
The fight scene made me laugh too, with the magic shoe and.
I think the message of the movie was good. I think all the other actors, played their parts well. And I think it was a well-written and well-directed film.
Were you surprised when the movie came out and it didn't say a Kevin Dewandeler film?
Kind of, yeah.
I heard your scenes were shot on location. Is that true?
No, we had to go to England for one scene, and then we had to go to California for another. And we ended up just doing it in New York.
What was your least favorite part about making the film?
Wearing that stupid helmet. That thing, literally, I was just the eye hole. So I was literally rebreathing my own air in, and the whole thing it was hot and it was oh, no, that was bad.
The one thing I would change about the movie, if budget wasn't a problem, is that nothing, man. Because Trash Wars is the best movie ever, eh?
The thing that I remember the most is my brother laughing so hard. His kids are in the movie.
Were there any parts that you were up for that you didn't get?
I wanted to play the wizard.
Are there any girls that are asking you for autographs?
Well, everybody is.
Ever since Trash Wars came out and won all those awards and stuff, now I can't go anywhere without being recognized. See what I mean? What is your favorite curse word?
Should any other good script and talented director need my services, here I am.
That was the most enjoyable part for me, was being able to work with someone again who I really enjoy working with. That and it's always fun able to be a bad guy.
It was a clever movie, it was a clever script, it was put together well, and it makes sense that it's an award winner.
Testing.
Very good ad-lib. Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry.
It's going. It's going. It's gone!
I'm partially responsible.
Partially.
Oh, partially?
We're adding a B in there.
Partially? Partially.
Partially.
What are you
You
talking
have
about?
taken too much already.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
The last forest of man. You're in it, you're not taking it. You have taken enough from planet Earth. Already you're not going to be allowed to take what we have here. Sorry.
I'm Chris.
I knew that.
And people say I'm a windbag.
Oh, jeez. Just a minute, I'm coming.
Think fast.
And you were there. Maybe you, I don't know.
How could you let him get away?
Ow! Oh, that hurt. Ow. Ow. Oh. Ah. Ow.
Okay.
Butt.
I'm into him.
Darn. A. A.
Can I kill him right now?
Yes.
How many brothers do you have?
He's the only one.
We don't need him. I'll give you one of my brothers.
You got that on tape?
A few months after the premiere of Trash Wars, I was taking a class at Wayne State where I needed to make a short film. So I decided to use some of the same actors that were in Trash Wars. I got Chris, I got the girl who's in the forest, I got the wizard to come back, I did a cameo, kind of like Alfred Hitchcock showing up in his own films. And I needed a female to play the wife of the wizard, so he suggested that I use his real-life wife.
They said Julia Roberts isn't available right now, so I Guess Grandma will do.
And now, making its television premiere, Attitude Adjustment. Now that you've seen the Trash Wars Trashumentary, you are invited to watch Trash Wars again, this time with director's commentary.